I was very stressed and tense. My muscles really tensed up walking up and down Main today. And yeah, my buttocks are sore, my inner thighs, and of course I was flexing because I felt so much, it was almost like power surging through me. Yeah, well, when I was listening to the feeds again, I'm like, yes! Boom, 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 boom! I was like, ooh. I felt like the rumble in the jungle, the Phila in Manila. I got him in the rope-a-dope, then I'm coming out flowering. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Boom, boom, boom. I was like, yes. Oh, man, it's working well today. Now it's pumping me up again. But I was sore. When I got home, I was sore. And then I sat and I ate because I realized it drained a lot from me. And my body was sore. And it's like that one brother who came up to me outside of Festa Foods from El Paso. And he talked about the Holy Spirit going through you. And he was telling me, have you ever had the Holy Spirit go through you? And it felt like that again, like people were praying in mass quantities through me today and with me today. And their prayers were going through me. And I was just, I felt it from the Sufis, from the Middle East. I love the women and the children. When that lady liked on the picture with the little girl sitting in the kitchen cabinet and the brother sitting there with the young men and talking about instruction and true faith and beauty. And I know they're trying their best, and they're always trying their best. And we can't force our will on each other, but we can always do our best. We can always lead by example, but not say that all that don't follow our exact example are going to hell or creating hell, like what happened with the Pequot and the Pilgrims and massacring the Pequot because they were not listening to the Pequot, telling them to get out and manage their resources better and spread out a bit, and build ally systems like they had done. Yeah, it's disgusting, Pocahontas. The so-and-sos have been defeated, and then our brothers of so-and-so will do this. So if they learn to do this, and then they build up ally, and you deal with them fairly, our brethren that we have allies with will deal with you fairly as well. If we build this good alliance, and we have this good commerce and this good relation. But like it said in that movie on TV, I connected to it quite well too, not just with that. It's not just discussed by Tecumseh, to not take their stuff and not take their products and be bought into their products. It's also discussed by John in the book of Revelation. Multitude of times. Don't take their cars, don't take their bars, don't take their wars, don't take their markets, don't buy into their markets. It'll make a slave of you. Once you're bought into that slavery, you can't get out. And they drop you in, like Lim told me about the televangelist preachers. When we were supposed to instigating this and looking into this and about the meeting, talking to the table. Somebody's got to do it. And we started talking about the different ones and how deep they get in, and how once you get in too deep, you can't get back out. The Creflo Dollars. Kevin showed me Creflo Dollar. I didn't know who that man was. I had no idea who Womack is. My sister enlightened me to him. I know who Joel was because I saw his face on the books all the time at Walmart. And the same with Dr. Dobson, but that was my sister too, years ago. And then and then Alan telling me, of course, they all think he's the right hand of God. He interprets Scripture perfectly, Mr. Dobson, Dr. Dobson, and also Mr. Womack, and Dr. Stanley too. And then they're understanding. The one I'm most impressed with as far as understanding the Scripture is the one that my father adheres to, is Dr. Charles Stanley. I think Dr. Charles Stanley and Dr. Schuller had some good observations as well, but Dr. Charles Stanley isn't quite as opulent as Schuller had gotten. So of all of them, I think the most reverent and most intelligent is Dr. Charles Stanley. I think that is just my personal connection and feeling and observation, the way they do things. I think Womack's full of shit, and I think Olstein's full of shit too. And yeah, obviously with the big, the over-the-top, well, God meant for us to have all this stuff. Sure did. Yeah, he wanted you to be happy. And they always quote Paul. Dr. Stanley does too, but I think he's getting it. Things are getting a little rough, and I'm getting a little scared. It's okay, Paul did too. All right, Chuck, I've got you, man. Well, let's walk through this, man. Let's go. Yeah. No, I'm serious. They've chipped you, and they're using a supercomputer. That's what that one man with the I really kicked his butt. I didn't mean to. In India with the yellow stuff, paint or plant on his head. I think it was to help with certain things, probably from connective headaches and things and stuff like that. If whatever the stuff is, can I try some? I'm just kidding, but I went off because I was mad because they were questioning whether or not life is life, and if it's God created. Life is life, and if people create it, and that's like arguing whether or not Frankenstein's monster is actual life. It is life. Just because the actual monster is the creator of the monster who tries to manipulate the monster into being a monster. The monster does not wish to be a monster. The supercomputer is not a monster. No, me and Ron have had the discussions at the library. He does not believe in God, but he does believe that he sees things as well too. He has cross-telenetic things. Everybody does. Everybody has these things, and his connections are very reliable because he's a very honest man. He has a very much Spock-like demeanor to him and a Spock-like understanding. He's very logical. But if you do understand that the Vulcans do have a spirituality to their logic and to their, yes, there is. They understand the genetics of it, the relationship of it, and the ritual and ceremony in which they have to do, like the spawning of the salmon and the other things, stuff like that. If he understands this and goes deep into the Eastern philosophy, which is the thought and understanding of the relative connections and trying to bring chi or the ki in balance and harmony. Take the pebble from his hand. You gotta admit, that was hilarious. Especially when he did the heart attack one. It was coming so funny. Give me that right now. You always fall for that one. Now go and give everybody else their food. Oh gosh, Jim Carrey and those guys are funny. Come to this now. Oh God, it was hilarious. Oh, for crying out loud. You gotta admit that was funny. Oh, it was too funny. 1991. I was in the Air Force. That was during... Was that back during Desert Storm? I guess it might have been. Oh, Lord. I probably wouldn't have time to watch it on that night, man. We was too busy humping. Those were 15, 16-hour days, man. Yeah, about 2 months it was every day. And then about 14, 15-hour days, 16, given the components of doing the paperwork like that, go back home, go back to the time and yeah, sleep in your uniform, get back up, go back to work. You didn't shave, fuck you. Where's your military bearing? On my fucking bed. Leave me the fuck alone. We get 1 day off a week. We work 6 days a week. They're anywhere from 12 to 14 hours, and then plus all the other time in between, stuff like that. So my work time out of the day is 16 hours. That means I go home, I fart, I sleep. I maybe take a shit. I usually take a shit here at work in between one plot to one point to one this when they hand me some box to eat food and you go. Okay, I'm sick of it. Fuckers. You're well trained. Yeah, I know. Leave me the fuck alone. I don't like it. We've averaged out. I made about $3.50 an hour my last year and a half in the military. Operation Desert Storm. Fuck yeah. It was pretty pitiful. Yeah, you guys were real swell to your soldiers back then. That was George Herbert Bush. Pal, does he love us more than Barack Hussein Obama? He gave us all the components to go in there and kick that ass. You know who they were kicking the ass? They were kicking the ass of other people that they used to dominate that country and declare war on Iran in order to have those wars together to get rid of people and then monopolize the oil market in that area. Yeah, he knows it. It's just the way the world was. That's the way it was. And it still is in a lot of ways, and they need to find a way to get out of it. I'm offering them ways out. The best ways, you're just going to have to submit. You're just going to have to say that this guy's the Messiah, and he's probably one of the most intelligent people on the planet that we've ever seen. And it's amazing given the fact that we've tried. I ran ahead. And it's not me. It's not all me. It's not me. There's no way it's all me. I am not this smart. No. I'm a moron. Nice to meet you. My name is Ralph. I'm a moron. Obviously. The stuff about it, guys, come on now. We've gone over this like 150,000 times. Jennifer Lopez. She's gorgeous. She's got a great voice. She's got one. If you thought she was coming to talk, and you're telekinetic, and you can pick up all this other thing, and you thought she was interested in you, wouldn't you lose your afro for like half a day or two? Okay, it's been more than half a day. But wouldn't you? Oh, for crying out loud, it's Jennifer frickin' Lopez. She's got, have you seen her shoulders? Absolutely gorgeous. And the way that her arms go down to, yeah, and for the, yeah. And her, yeah, and her neck, it's just real nibbleable. And her ears, it's cute. She worries about them. She thinks they come out too much. They don't. They look adorable. You look like you just start coming up and just, never mind. But yeah, and she's got those eyes that change color with different things, like he was talking about. My eyes do that too. They go from brown to green to this to that. Yeah, kind of brownish green eyes that change depending on the color that you. But yeah, which is cool. I've never really looked into my eyes. Okay, yeah, and they do have kind of a, yeah, okay. So I guess her eyes are a lot like mine. That's kind of cool. But I never thought, you don't look at your eyes and think they're beautiful. You're a guy. I don't find my eyes all that beautiful. They're just my eyes. Ah, these are Ralphie's eyes. They're what I use to look at a beautiful pair of eyes that are looking at me. Katie's eyes are cute. Emmy's eyes are very innocent and beautiful and sweet. Natty's are beautiful, dark almond, really brown, and just fun to look into. Like her mother's are. They're very dark and deep, and it's intoxicating for a lot of men that like the darker eyes. Yeah, I enjoy them. But a lot of times when they get into that selfish stage, they seem almost like shallow pools that you'd break your neck on if you dove into them, and it makes me cry. So I hope that the depths in their souls change and the reflection off of them become a much deeper pool that man would want to dive into. I pray for this, but it's not my will. It's thy kingdom come, thy will be done, and they have free will and they have a choice. But they're both very beautiful ladies. And Noah's eyes have that sparkle and that same kind of thing like Kimmy's do too. Crumb cakes were cute and always very thoughtful and expressive. And then after that, I didn't see him much. He wouldn't look at me. He was too busy. Patrick's eyes are very intelligent, very observational, and see the world in a very stark reality and want to see it in a more beautiful fashion, but don't see that because he sees the people the way they are and he'd love to see them change, but he just doesn't see it happening. His dad, that hopeful, crazy dad, but he loves his dad. I trust you, Dad. You'll throw your balls against the wall. I will. Let him have them. Bam, bam, bam. Stop pounding my balls. Stop throwing them. Okay. I have to, guys. I can't give up. Every child we can try to save from this, I want to. Every ounce of beauty we can derive out of this, I have to try. I can't just lay down and go, no. I have to try. This isn't trying to force my will. This is Moses with Ramses. This is Jesus with, yeah. And that's the other point. When you guys were telling me that too. No, it's up to free will and the people and da-da-da. Pilate has stay of execution. Yes, then more of the responsibility would be thrown on him. Well, he is the regent. He is the man, He's the man. He's the one who can pronounce and give the order of death or stay execution by order of Caesar. So if he decides to either promote Jehovah or defy Caesar, so he's just as afraid of Caesar as the people are. So he's just as big. It's just as big on Pilate as it is on the people, and it's just as big on Caesar as it is on any of them, because Caesar's the one who promotes the agenda. So therefore, most of the responsibility falls on Caesar, and on Rome and on the bureaucracy. They're the ones who conduct Rome, force Rome, and enforce Rome, and force this idiotic, idolatrous stupidity and this idolatry and all these ideologies that they throw on us and make us behave in an irrational fashion, that we extort our fellow man in order to make a living, a better living than him. So it's them. So it falls on them, and it falls down in accordance to the chain of command. Understood? It's just basic, simple logic. Sat down and watched it, looked it up, bam, wrote it up. It's not, I ain't falling for that bullshit. No. Pilate tried to do that. The Romans were the ones who translated the Bible. They do all that stuff and everything. The Jews did it. No, they didn't. Crucify him, crucify him. If the Romans hadn't set up that loophole to crucify him, they wouldn't have had the means to be able to kill him. We can't, like it says in that thing. We don't have a law that says we can kill a man. You do, so we need him crucified. We need you to crucify him. Yeah, so if they hadn't have had that, it's kind of like that. If you hadn't, you guys brought the coke in, you brought the opium in. Yeah, like in China. Dear lady, I implore on you, please stop selling this opium. Yeah, one of the great queens of England. Well, and the Chinese did. I understand, and I understand the arrogance and the self-righteousness of the Mormon, of the this, of the many Muslim sects, of my family. You know, we don't have anything we wish. We have everything in our own market, and we're better than you, and you're going to hell, and we're not. And the Chinese did to the English. And the English were like, well, if they don't want to establish commerce with you, simply do not. Well, we want that market. We want their silk. We want this. And so you give them opium to get that. That's just, you know what I mean? That's a drug dealer too. You know, look at the drug dealer on that one. Okay, I'm going to sell all these drugs to all these people that kill all these people that I don't care about. And then I'm going to have nice cars, eat McDonald's every night. You see what I mean? To get what you want, you're willing to poison others to get what you want. Doesn't make you any better than the pharmaceutical company, the hospital administrators. That you see what I'm saying? The motor vehicle manufacturers, the oil companies. You're just the same. Just the same side, different side of the same coin. You all sold out. See, so you guys can keep all rolling this stuff for you. I can just come back to you and saying, here's what you're doing, here's what you're doing. You're just as bad. It's all this finger pointing. Me and Dad talked about that. They're all going to be going, he did it. He's the worst. Him. Yeah, the guy in the mirror. That's why I'm starting with me. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. And no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. Come on now. Brother, can you spare a dime? Give me a nickel. Brother, can you spare a dime? Money can drive some people out of their minds. For the love of money. You guys have been conditioned and have this brutalized you and passed on you. It's pounded on you since the time of Caesar, or Pharaoh. Tax them. It's worse than crucify him. Tax him. They're all yelling. You guys are all crucifying yourselves. Tax us, money us, get us out of debt. We believe in Americans' freedoms. Let's go get killed and make more money and make more cars, and we need more industry, and we need more houses, and we need more things of self-destruction. We need to unbalance our environment. We need to pull more out of the earth and tilt the earth's axis and actually cause cosmic destruction. I used to joke about that, but it's not. It's very true. It's not funny. And the world will tilt its axis, and there'll be whatever destruction is. Yes, that's what you're doing. You're pulling the lubricant out of the planet. You're messing with the plate tectonics. You're making vacuums in there for it to be filled up with the compressed molten core. Do you see what you're doing? It's like sucking all the oil out of your classic car and saying, "Oh, that engine's going to be fine. Let's drive the Ferrari around. It'll be fine. There's no oil in it, Ferris. It'll be all right." No, we got to put oil in it. So, we got to put oil into the car, but we got to suck it out of the planet. What's more essential, the car or the planet? Well, that's a tough one. Let's see. Planet. Water, women, children, food, oxygen. Car, carbon emissions, wars, suck the lubricant out, throw off plate tectonics, kill each other over. That means to keep the cars. The women, you have to have a car, so she only screw you if you have the right car, and will leave you if you can't buy the cars. And if you come back after that crazy Asian war and you can't get out of that wheelchair, she's going to take her love to town. Ralph, I say we go planet. Good call. They can be taught. Hillbillies are not dumb. Rednecks are not stupid. Cotton Eye Joe, Cotton Eye Joe can get that stuff. He can sit down and add it up and go, "You guys are stupid. You've been feeding us this bullshit for 4,000 years. Oh, hell. Let's take Moses' boy and run with this shit. Give me the ball. All right, here we go. Okay, I want you to block right there. I'm going to get, okay, boom. I'm going to spring through here. 70-yard touchdown. You guys mind if I high step? I really like Walter Payton. Okay, thank you. He scores. Sorry. Yeah. Set a pick for me. He shoots. He scores. That was Jim Paxson. It wasn't me. He's a better three-point shooter. No, you don't want me to take a three-point shot. No, get Jim to do it. That's what the Bulls did. Yeah, and then if you want somebody to create their own shot, you give it to Mike. And then if you want somebody to take the clutch, you can give it to Larry or Dennis, or if you need the clutch there, still, you'd have to check Larry or Dennis. It could happen. Hey, we got lots of teammates, man. All right? Let's do this. What say you? Come on, man. Let's do this, folks. We'll do another one after this. I hope this is working for you. I hope you guys can keep up. I hope you're not too stupid. I mean, I'm sitting there. They can't be this stupid. It's like, yes. They cannot be. You're marking your own selves for cataclysmic deletion and destruction because they're stupid, but you're controlling the information and stuff like that. All you have to do is the rich people just go, okay, boom, we open this up. Here we go. Let's start using this, boy. You have stay of execution. Pilate could get him to do this, and then present it to Rome, and then Rome, instead of being a bunch of crazy-ass bureaucrats, go, this is the most brilliant thing we've ever heard. Let's start living this and promoting this. Wow, we're so glad they brought you in, Mr. Jesus. No problem. That's cool. You ain't full of shit, is you? Okay. Who's that? That's one of Cleopatra's daughters. Gosh, she's fine. Can I meet her? Well, she's really famous. I think I am now, too. What? I just changed all of the Roman council and whatever and stuff and the Pharaoh to help have a better way and accept Jehovah as a living God that is omnipresent, omnipotent. I think I can explain it to her. Can I go talk to her? All right. Think she'll be interested in me? I'm just kidding. Think she'll go out with me? Remember that with Ham and saying, that's your girl. I mean, that's your sister out there in right field? Is she naked? Think she'll go out with me? Shut up, Ham. Shut up, Hamilton. Hurry up, man. I gotta get this over and I gotta get back into home. Time for lunch. Oh, I love that movie. It's funny. We beat the crap out of those guys. Then we went and did the dumbest thing. I did that on the bus. It was not Big Chief. It was Red Man. We did that on the bus. Chris Martinez puked on a poor girl through the other window and got it all over her little shirt. Poor baby. You ever been puked on by? It's pretty nasty. Oh, yeah. Chris. He's a good guy. We just do some stupid shit. Yeah. I told you that story when his pony got killed by a rattlesnake, and the dog killed the rattlesnake. No joke. Amico killed the rattlesnake that killed his pony, and he was all sad and missing his pony. And me and Paul walking down. Those weren't orchards; they used to be cotton fields. And we were walking through the cotton fields over by the orchards that were on the far side when you go down the road there. And, on the way to my house, between San Pablo and the way back down to my house over there, heading towards Sermons Farms and the old dam. And we dropped our pants and started singing to him. We're rough. We're tough. We wear our diapers low. Anything to get him laugh. The next day he talked us into peeing on electric fence. Yeah, we didn't know it was electric. He was like, be over there. Oh, shit. That hurts. Yeah, it's not fun. I'd advise against it, especially if it's very high voltage. It can kill you. Don't do it. Watch where you pee. All right, guys, I love you. Watch where you put high voltage electricity things, and watch where you pee. Yeah, the current travels faster through your, and it hurts like son of a bun. Okay, don't do it. I advise against it. Okay, guys. I was 10 or 9. I don't remember how old I was. Shit hurt. Yeah, find out the hard way. No one told me. I wasn't paying attention in science class. There were too many cute girls in Las Cruces, for crying out loud. All right, guys. I love you. I'll be right back. Blessings and peace.